Back on the Young Turks. Now we're going to talk to someone who is got a very interesting topic. There's no question about that. It's author Mary Lou Quinlan. She co-starred on ABC's primetime new product competition, American Inventor, if you remember that show. And now she's actually the women's correspondent for the CBS Early Show. And her book is What She's Not Telling You. Uh-oh. Mary, welcome to the Young Turks.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right. By the way, do I go with Mary or Mary Lou?
Mary Lou.
All right. Mary Lou, what is she not telling you?
Well, she's pretty much not telling you anything she doesn't want you to know. Women are really good at this.
Okay, but aren't men well-known liars as well?
I think men are selective liars, and they do choose like what topics they want to brag about or lie about. But I think the difference with women is that we're really good at it to the point that we can weave in and out of it. And I don't say lie, by the way. You just said lie. I say half-truth. It's half the story. It's not a flat-out lie.
All right. Well, I'm amused by that.
It's a little bit of a detour.
So give me an example of a half-truth, if you will.
A half-truth would be I want to be healthy. I try to be healthy.
Okay, that means you just ate a Big Mac?
You probably did. And you're probably smoking and not using sunscreen. But you do try, so you like to say that. Women are really optimistic, so they'll say these things to make themselves feel good and probably make you feel good about her, too.
Mary, how dare you go around telling everyone the truth about us? That's not okay.
I know. I am definitely letting the cat out of the bag. But it's really just to help people understand why we do it and sometimes how to get around it. And most women I have found react like, oh, my God, I do it all the time.
But, Mary Lou, is it your contention that women do half-truths more than men?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Okay, well.
What evidence do you have to support that?
Good question.
Well, my evidence is really female evidence. I don't have male evidence, so maybe you guys will have to weigh in on that. I've interviewed about 14,000 women over the last 10 years and listened to them talk to me and talk to my partners at Just Ask a Woman, and they all, you watch them sort of tell the first spin on what they feel like telling, you know, the shortcut. It's a half-truth is what you admit, and the whole truth is what you really do. And it takes a little time to get to that whole truth. It takes trust.
First, let me ask you, why'd you interview 14,000 women? That's a lot of women to interview.
Yeah, it is a lot of women. It took a lot of time. It's because companies want to know what women think because they know women buy more than men do. Like women buy 85% of everything that's sold. So most companies want to know what women are thinking so they can appeal to them. So they hire us.
So that can't be that they buy 85% of everything, but that they have a hand in buying 85% of all products?
Purchaser influence would be the clearest way of putting it, but honestly, there's very few purchases that they're not the one driving the dollars.
Mary Lou, I mean, look, this is very interesting, of course. So these companies hire you to find out what women think because they influence these buying decisions so much, and you tell them, well, they're not really telling you what they think.
Well, they might. They're telling you kind of. I'll give you another example from beauty. Okay, women, when they're together, the first thing they'll say if you ask, how do you feel about yourself and your looks, they'll say, oh, I really feel good about myself, and it's what's inside that counts. Like, we say this stuff because you feel good, and it seems like the right thing to say. But the truth is we're spending $7 billion a year on beauty products. So, obviously, what we say isn't quite the whole truth. So that's why it's important for them to get it, that you got to know what they really feel before you start making your plans.
Mary Lou, but women using beauty products doesn't necessarily mean that they don't feel good about themselves. Like, here, I'll use myself as an example. I think I look great with or without makeup, right? But I like to wear makeup because it enhances my beauty. That's
right,
the way
so
I see it.
You want to look a little better. Like yourself, but a little better.
Yeah.
Well, then why wear any makeup at all? If you love yourself the way you are. I mean, I
love
myself
washed
too,
out
but
on the
still I
camera.
try.
But I mean, I don't think that women wearing makeup necessarily indicates that they feel bad about the way they look. It's just enhancing the way they look.
Well, look, you know, I could back that up a little bit. I mean, I'm comfortable with how I look under any circumstances, but nonetheless, I'm not going to come in with a skin-tight shirt because I got a big-ass gut. So, I mean, that's just logical, right, Mary Lou?
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of what's sold, particularly, let's say, anti-aging type of products, to say, hey, you know, I'm just happy to wake up looking older today, like, that's just not true. I mean, you really do try to look as well as you can. And so believing women's kind of, I love everything, isn't going to get you to sell anything. I mean, I'll use an example that's a little controversial, but Dove is a campaign that got a lot of mileage because it was saying you're great the way you are. And it did great out of the the starting box, but the sales have sort of filtered off. And the brands that are doing a lot better and making a lot more money and women are buying are brands like Olay that say, hey, you do this and you're going to see fewer lines, you're going to have glowy skin, whatever it is. So it doesn't sound politically correct, but I think it's more honest.
Tell me lies, pretty little lies, right? So now, Mary Lou, if I were to accept your contention that women do this more often than men, and I'm not sure that I do, honestly, but if I were to accept that, why? Well, why do you think they do?
Well, there's in the book I talk about 5 different reasons. Good intentions is one of them, what they are optimistically hoping to be. Ego protection is another one. I start to believe my own line about who I am. Martyrdom is one where women really like, because they do carry so much of the workload in households and with families, they like to talk about how tired they are and all the stuff that they're doing. But if you really look at what they do, the amount of time on blogs, or could be listening to your show or watching TiVo programs, there's a lot of things women do that they like to do. So it's really breaking down these 5 different reasons. I call them, the games that women are playing.
Now, the problem, of course, is when you do just concentrate on one side. And we're talking to Mary Lou Quinlan. Her book is What She's Not Telling You. She's also a women's correspondent for the CBS Early Show. The problem is that when you do say something comparatively and you've got the women's side figured out, you're not really addressing the men's side. And I bet if you did the same analysis of men, you would find out that they don't just tell half-truths, they're goddamn liars.
Well, I think that they probably tell, and this is again a guess because I really haven't studied men, I'm all just about studying women, but if you take money, for instance, and I think if you were to ask a group of men, how are you doing with your money, they might be more likely to say, oh, I'm doing okay, I got it under control, I got a plan, I got to figure it out. You ask women about how they're doing with their money, they will tell you every single thing, that like a mistake they made, they should have done this, they did this research, it didn't work out, because it's just not the kind of thing that women are going to tell half-truths about compared to men. So I think it's, they're selective in terms of who's talking about what. But in general, I think women are just more subtle about the kinds of things they say because they care about what others think of them. So
let's keep it real. Have we had any research on who tells more lies about the most important thing, which is sex?
With that, and this is just me guessing, I would guess that men are bad at lying when it comes to sex. Women are a little better at lying. I
would think so, too. I think women are better subtle liars where men are obvious. Mm-hmm. I think women get away with it. I know you guys don't want to hear this. You want to hear you're either better liars or you're... But really, women have it's such a light touch that you don't know what's going down, and women are pretty proud of the fact they get away with it.
All right, that's a little depressing.
Don't worry, she's lying, but she loves you.
Well, unless she's lying about that. All right, Mary Lou Quinlan, the author of What She's Not Telling You. Thanks for joining us on the Young Turks. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I had a good time.
All right. Young Turks, come right back.